Now, if I was to start again or lost everything and I had $10,000 to start with, this is exactly what I would do. No hype, no guessing, no trying to go with the meme coins or trying to get on the shill paid groups, by the way, just saying. A repeatable system that comes from the traditional market that will allow you to buy low and hopefully sell much higher. Even altcoins. Yes, I'm going to mention altcoins in this video because I'm literally, and I know it's the 1st of April, going to showcase, and I've been doing this for a while, starting from zero. But now we're going to add a different thing to it. The thing is, most people get this wrong because it's all about, I want to get rich quick when it comes to crypto for some reason. And I get it because the past will indicate that anyways. I know, I've been through it. I get, questions about it all the time. Even in my Patreon, even today, now, whatever, I do MMQs and people ask me, well, what's different versus last cycles? It's all about compounding. What you're seeing now, even with me, I sold a decent percentage of my Bitcoin, which isn't, perfect, but I was able to sell much higher and I'm going to rebuy back low. That is literally it. Compounding plus cycles. Faster moves in, environments, whether it's stocks versus gold versus other commodities, crypto, property, whatever the fuck it is, right? Doesn't matter. The same principles still are there. You always aim to buy low and sell much higher and hopefully rebuy back. In crypto, let's talk about it in terms of real obvious senses, right? BNB is a good example of this. If you look at the chart on BNB, BNB is like very obvious for an altcoin. It's obviously proof of work with its utility, not in terms of the proof of work that it works like Bitcoin. It's proof that it works like an exchange. When there's hype, it will generate more. No. Let's look at BNB as a little bit of an example because this has a lot of lows and a lot of highs. The realistic element is crypto will not make you rich, it's the behavior. If you are able to spot that a coin or an asset, whatever, is working, a utility working thing like an exchange coin, for example, it will do well. And I know I will probably piss on a lot of people's chips in a minute because a lot of tokens don't need a token, if that makes sense, or a company, DAO, whatever, I don't know, don't need a token, whatever they're known as these days. Because the core reality of any market is two things: unrealized gains versus realized gains. You want to kind of get yourself into a risk-free mindset. The first thing you do without anything, and this is where we're going to go through it, understand how much money you can afford to invest. Have an emergency fund. Understand that you are looking to get risk-free as quick as possible and recycle those profits at the lows. If you never take profit, you are not even investing. You're just hoping it's going to go higher. I know so many people that fail to take profit, and I could argue a lot of things about altcoins not doing as well, and they didn't. That wasn't, an unknown to us all because we all knew when we looked at the dominance side of it. That was kind of the point. The thing is, people just held on forever. That's not what you want to do. So I've hopefully got the housekeeping out of the way, and we're going to talk about what I'm going to do. Now, this isn't up to date. I do need to play around with it. I still need to add some entries onto here. But I have been doing this for quite a while now. I think it was October 2024. So in the worst period of the market, you can see what my average buy is, and I'm just being consistent with this. I'm looking to keep on doing this over the course of time to showcase that you can make some money through time, through a bit of effort, through dollar cost averaging. Now, the point that I want to make is I'm going to make this my own dashboard soon on my platform, and I will go through that in more detail in a second. But ultimately, I want to also pair this with an altcoin. The thing is, I'm not really fully decided what I want to do yet in terms of what altcoin to go for. But what I want you guys to do, and please do, I'm not joking here, comment what I should look at. I'm going to be going for Bitcoin. It's obviously going to be here. But I do want one altcoin. Don't show me your bags. I want some solid information that may be of use, that may be utility-wise useful. And even if it is a big cap or a big massive one like Ethereum, XRP, BNB, whatever, I want to showcase that if a dollar cost average at the lows and take profit at the highs, you can make money and you can all follow the journey, because I want to take a little bit of a different direction with this channel. I want to showcase stuff, investing, real investing, proving the pudding, one video a week, and so you can all follow it and see it. And if it goes well, you will see it from inception. as most people have with this, because I have talked about that on the channel before. But I have built my own dashboard. It is coming along. I've still got a lot of things to do here. There's still a lot of information I need to get. I have built out a research tool. There is a crypto market thing now, but there will be very, very soon a DCA tracker, and it will be within this section here. There is a community section. A lot of this is locked for Patreon members only, but there will be some more stuff coming. As I say, it's still in the build process. I'm still getting my fucking fat head around it. But ultimately, right, let's talk about it. I'm not so much guessing entries. Every Sunday morning at 5 a.m., I do a DCA on Bitcoin. I use Strike for that, if anyone's wondering, because it has 0 fees on recurring buys. Once you do the first one, there's 0 fees, so it's pretty good. I don't really like to save money on fees, but I think for like saving on like a small investment is really useful. I plan to do that with automation. Automated, very, very simplistic, and I'll just showcase on here as well, by the way, what I'm building, just so you see it once it crunches all the data. So yeah, overall, right, I want to remove emotion. I want to track it over time, and I will do on this website. And I want to build a position properly. Too many people lump in when it's too excitable, if that makes sense. It's too much going on, they fly into it, and they lose out pretty quickly. This will hopefully stop people from doing what most people do, which is obviously buying tops and panicking. We all do it. It all happens. But in the world of crypto, this is what annoys me. People vanish when the prices become good. And as I say, I've got time to build a position and find out a coin to buy for and go into it. I can still build that foundation layer with Bitcoin, and I will get more aggressive as it gets lower. But going forward, Bitcoin will be the foundation layer. The long-term wealth, the stability versus altcoins, and the cycle anchor. That will probably be about 80% of my portfolio, pretty much. Maybe 25, 75 split, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I'll figure it out, and I will go through it, and I will highlight exactly what I'll be doing in future videos. But the altcoin side of it, as I say, I've not fully figured it out yet, because there's still a lot of things to negotiate. I've got a little bit of a problem currently because the dog wants to come in the room. So, should we talk about crypto? This dog's called Dottie. I didn't name her after Polkadot. She was already named when I got her, but people do like to make a little bit of a laugh. Don't laugh at my little Dottie. Anyways, I'll put you down now. So, in terms of altcoins, as I've kind of said, I'm not going to be going for 10. I will be going for one conviction, one big play, one big build in a bear market with a strong thing, a product, narrative, whatever. This will be alongside the world of network effect, surviving bear markets, hopefully, and fingers crossed, still undervalued. Now, I'll give you a couple of random examples. Now, these are not decided. Now, what would stick in my head would be something like, say, an XRP at a low valuation price, for example. Maybe something along the lines of hyperliquid at the lows. Maybe something at the lows that is an obvious play that is undervalued, that has huge network effect. What about even BNB? I know it's quite high at the minute, but what if that goes a lot lower and it could still compound and do very, very well? But that's the thing. You don't need 20 altcoins. You don't need high risk. Even, as I say, an 80-20% split isn't a bad thing if you're building a solid position on something that is genuinely useful. It is risky, don't get me wrong, but as we're starting again, why not? Because realistically, when we talk about altcoins, now this is a bit of a weird thing to say, they should make you more money. Should. Keyword is should. Now, when we talk, say, my example just then, I spoke about XRP. And I know it did that. And it has done very well, but it didn't in the past. That's my point. The idea is rotations, narratives, short-term plays. Being able to buy at the lows and then take profit at the highs is the one thing that you need to do. The one rule is once you've built the base, you then aim to take profits when it's much higher. As I say, people lump at the wrong time. You should be smartly accumulating at the lows, buying it up. Once the market rotates a little bit, you will get your reward. It's all about something that is, I'm going to say it, obvious, because everyone likes to guess with altcoins. There's too many of them. Even though I'm talking about XRP and I don't really think that XRP would be the best option, it could be because of how the market is with the world of ETS, with the world of like that proof that it's genuinely all right. Realistically, when we talk about in terms of the cryptocurrency space, it has ironed out a lot of its lawsuits, just saying, but I haven't fully decided yet. Whether that means I go XRP or not is another thing. However, thus been said, you never want to let it dominate your portfolio. If once it starts doing that, it's obviously time to take profits if you are talking about a 20-80 split, for example. But the thing is, and I want to be very, very clear here, what I don't want to do, I don't want to be chasing YouTube. I don't want to be chasing the world of meme coins, the top coins and YouTube and copy trading and all that bollocks, right? Because it's all shite. The world of YouTube is very, very, very annoying right now. Very, very hard work. I've openly said it before. It's quite a pain in the ass to, ultimately, get views because there's far too many people. I've often wondered, what do I do next? There's so many people with like AI thumbnails like this one from what's her face. It's not her. I mean, fuck me. Why would you bother? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. What makes you worry about the world of crypto? And I get it. But most people lose money by trying to skip the boring part. And the reality is you buy low and you sell high and you build a position over time with small little increments, because that's just how it works, really. But I seem to get comments all the time about this, like, oh, you should do more about altcoins and you should do what other people. It's not about what you want, it's about what I want to do. To my channel, I do the videos, right? And the real edge here for anyone, and we're talking about splitting some monies around here and what I would do. Boredom phase, the psychology of it. If you get bored, that is usually where opportunities lie. The bear market accumulation, if you've got 10 grand, you drip feed it into it when the prices are as far away from all-time high as humanly possible. And then you have the patience and get rewarded when the market rotates. I openly talk about this a lot in my Patreon, and as I say, link below if you're interested. But not many people like that idea. I also openly talk about the idea of just trading altcoins and just not being exposed fully to them as spot and going in easy bull, easy bet. There's 20% off on fees if you're interested, but I get it. It's not for everyone. But the reality is very, very simple. If I had $10,000, I would genuinely be adding most of it into Bitcoin and a little bit into an altcoin at the lows. At the lows. And I'd be avoiding all the clickbait. I'd be avoiding all the YouTube nonsense. I'd be just focusing on those, because I think that is where money is made. When not a lot is happening, when people are quiet, when the prices look good, it is probably worth the punt. I still believe Bitcoin will be worth a hell of a lot more in the next couple of decades. I do. Because I think there's, even with the quantum bollocks and all this kind of stuff, even though the technology isn't there yet, Bitcoin can easily upgrade its capabilities to protect it from that, which is obviously going to be worth doing. But the reality is there's a lot of panic at the minute due to, obviously, as you can see, with the whole world of the thumbnails and stuff and people shitting themselves. But that's just the way it is. People want to get views, unfortunately. And as you know, throughout this video, I've been talking about my dashboard. If you want real-time access and obviously follow up on videos, every Wednesday I'll be talking about my portfolio and how I'm going to be doing stuff and what I'm going to be doing. But more importantly, check out the dashboard. There's a link below, as you know. And if you haven't done so, watch this video. It might help you in terms of market cycles in what time frame I am looking for.